Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Welcome po sa isa na namang episode ng online series ni Inang Pamantasan kung saan ang pagkatuto ay walang hangganan. Ito ang PNU Talks. Ako po si John Geco Figuracion, graduate ng Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Physical Education sa Institute of Physical Education, Health, Recreation, Dance and Sports ng Philippine Normal University Batch 2014. At ako ang inyong magiging learning from home buddy sa episode na ito. Ang ating paksa ngayong araw ay ang methods of teaching dance online. Pero bago natin simulan ang ating topic ngayong araw na ito, gusto ko lang na malaman nyo na lahat ng aking ibabahagi at ituturo sa inyo ngayong araw ay base sa aking mga natutunan nung ako'y nasa kolehiyo pa, sa mga webinars and seminars na aking napuntahan at napakinggan at sa aking mga personal na karanasan sa aking pagtuturo mula nung ako'y nakapagturo noong 2014 hanggang ngayong 2021. Especially ang aking ibabahagi ngayong araw ay ang aking karanasan sa aking 2 years na pagtuturo sa online setup noong nagsimula ang pandemic sa Pilipinas. Okay? So, bago tayo magsimula, gusto ko lang na itanong sa inyo, dahil ako'y kasabay ninyong papanoorin itong talk na to, gusto ko lang din malaman na kamusta ang inyong pagtuturo sa online setup na ito? Kamusta ano yung struggles? Kamusta nakakapagturo ba tayo ng komportable? At ano yung pagkakaibang naramdaman nyo or mga nagawa nyong kakaiba para maturo ang inyong gustong ituro sa mga estudyante na hindi katulad nung face-to-face na setup na meron tayo dati. Kasi yun yung mga iniisip ko dati pa nung ako ay naatasan na simulang magturo through online setup na sobrang biglaan kasi we were in the middle of the school year. And then suddenly the lockdown started, and starting from the Taal incident, we were tasked to teach at home, and then followed by the pandemic. So biglaan lahat na nangyari, at bilang isang professional na guro at passionate na guro, kailangan gumawa ako ng paraan upang makapag-adjust agad-agad para hindi ma-sacrifice yung learning experience ng mga bata. With the collaboration with the school and the faculty and the administration, ginawa namin agad ng paraan para maihatid pa rin ang quality education sa mga estudyante. Kayo, at paano nyo siya ginawa sa inyong sitwasyon? Okay, so mababasa ko yan dyan sa inyo. So, let's start already our topic about methods in teaching dance online. Okay, so method in teaching dance online, definitely madaming iba't ibang methods as many would say, but these are things that I have done and creatively fashioned in order to adapt to the certain situation of my students. Specifically, I'm in a private institution right now, so I need to adjust to the individual needs, and also balancing the capacity of the school at the same time with the needs of the students. So these are just things that I analyze. I have thing that came into my mind, or some things that are very important during my creation of my methods in teaching dance. Okay, this is eclectic, both of what I've learned and how it developed through the teaching process in the online setups. Okay, so let's start with our PowerPoint. So meron tayong tatlong subtitles dyan. So ang first term ko dyan is intrinsic motivation. Children nowadays, especially in this setup, mas sobrang baba ng intrinsic motivation. When you say intrinsic motivation, I know most of you know it, na sobrang baba ng sariling pag-push ng bata sa sarili niya na mag-aral, lalo na sa ganitong setup. Kasi sanay nga, kung tayo nga na nagtuturo, ay sanay na magturo sa face-to-face, at tayo ay nagkakaroon ng moments na tayo ay nagda-down dahil nami-miss natin yung moments na nasa face-to-face, paano pa kaya yung mga bata na sila gustong-gusto nilang nakikita ang mga kaklase nila, ang mga guro nila, at gusto nila natuturuan sila face-to-face mismo. So, medyo mababa ang kanilang motivation sa ngayon. Okay? Another is self-esteem. Sobrang baba din ng self-esteem ng mga bata ngayon kasi they don't have anyone, they don't have a community, like a physical community that will validate their self-esteem or their self-worth or even boost their self-confidence. Siguro ang dali-daling sabihin sa kanila through words when we're having the video chat or chatting them. But iba kasi yung, alam mo yun, ako, kakaiba yung parang pag natap ka ng teacher mo na good job and etc. Alam niyo yun, di ba? Para yun yung pagkakaiba kasi ng setup na to na the connection is challenging. Connecting to the students is challenging and the students themselves are having a hard time in finding their worth and their self-esteem and paano nila ipupush yung sarili nila, lalo na dance ang pinag-uusapan. Na hindi confident yung bata pagdating sa dancing. And alam natin na may mga tao talaga na pag hindi ka maayos sumaya or pag hindi ka maganda tingnan sumaya, ay basta-basta ka lang binibigyan ng judgments at binibigyan ka ng mga feedback na minsan hindi natatanggap ng maayos ng mga bata. Okay? And last, it's the growth mindset. Ito kasing tatlo na to, kasama yung growth mindset, these are things that we need to develop in the children through teaching dance. Na this is both ways. When they develop this, they will be able to learn more effectively. At the same time, when we give this to them, they will be able to learn dance more effectively. So, yung growth mindset kasi, ito yung sitwasyon na kung saan nasa isang tight na situation ka at isipin mo, dito na lang ba ako? Or I will get away from that situation. Parang isipin mo yung metaphor na isa kang plant na nasa box, na isa lang yung butas na pinanggagalingan ng araw. Anong gagawin mo? Gagapangin mo ba? You, as a plant, gagapangin mo ba? Or papunta dun sa ilaw na yun? Or magsistay ka lang dun sa loob ng box na yun? Dahil feeling mo safe ka dun at ayaw mo nang mag-grow kasi nga ayaw mo mag-risk kung ano man yung nandoon sa labas ng box na yun. Okay, so kailangan mabigyan din natin ng motivation when it comes to developing the students' growth mindset. Okay? So, galing doon, bago tayo, lahat tayo kasi, like, ang daming methods, ang daling ituro ng methods. Like, pwede natin i-present lahat ng ginagawa natin sa klase na effective at i-share to sa mga tao. Pero kasi, yung bakit ka nagtuturo, yun yung kasi yung pinaka-hinahanap dapat natin. Kasi may kapag alam mo kung bakit ka nagtuturo, yung sunod na question na how, kung paano ka magtuturo, parang mas madali siyang masagot. Yeah. Mas madali siyang masagot kung bakit at paano ako magtuturo. Kasi alam mo yung goal mo. Kumbaga sa curriculum, these are your objectives or your goals on why do you teach those topics. Pero you need to dig deeper in yourself kasi this is an online setup. Iba na to sa normal na face-to-face na we are just by the letter. This is different. Maraming factors na nakapaligid sa mga bata at ikaw mismo sa sarili mo. Kaya kailangan malaman mo, you need to dig deeper into yourself and learn why you should teach so that the how will follow. Kasi narinig ko nga sa mga webinar seminars, narinig ko na when the why is clear, the how will follow. Totoo, kasi itong mga ipapresent ko ngayon sa inyo na methods at mga concepts na ipapresent ko sa inyo, ito ay mga dumating lang sa akin nung proseso na biglaan kaming inilagay sa online setup. So ako, ang clear lang sa akin nung time na yon, kahit hindi ko alam kung ano ba ang aking gagawin. Ang clear lang sa akin nun ay kailangan maituro ko pa din sa mga bata ng maayos ang mga topics na nandito sa aming course outline. Yun ang paulit-ulit na nilalagay ko at ituturo ko ng effective at meron talagang silang matututunan at sila ay gagalaw pa din makakagalaw pa din, makakapag-ehersisyo pa rin sila, makakapagsayaw pa din sila sa kanilang bahay kahit na ganito ang setup. So yun yung why, yun yung bakit ko siya ituturo pa ulit-ulit yun. At through that, I've done my researches, I've attended webinar seminars, the school provided webinars and seminars, yung mga talks akong pinapakinggan. At the same time, I tap into my creative side and my critical side na ito yung, kailangan nyo din kasi isipin, paano ko ba gustong matutunan yung topic kung online ito. Yan. Isa rin yun sa mga pwede nyo makunan ng method, ng personal technique or method na gagamitin sa klase is paano ko ba gusto matutunan para yung bata mismo ma-absorb niya yung passion mo doon sa method na binigay mo sa kanila. Okay? So, unang-una, ito yung mga why muna na aking ipapresent. So, first is the 5 dimensions of health na hiniram ng physical education sa konsepto ng ating pag-develop sa ating katawan. Okay? So, unang-una, kailangan nyo palaging matandaan na when we're doing physical education classes, it's not only the physical that you need to develop in the student. Okay? Merong 5 dimensions according to the World Health Organization. There are 5 dimensions of health. Physical, emotional, mental, social, and spiritual. Hindi ko na yan iisa-isahin masyado, pero I think that's understandable because we have been teaching this also to the students in grade 7, I guess. I'm teaching this in grade 7 and grade 11, and I always review this every year to my students, kahit grade 8 man yan, grade 9 or grade 10. Actually, in elementary, I introduce them a little bit to bits kasi yun naman talaga dapat ang pinaka-body ng development natin sa physical education. Holistic, hindi lang yung physical body. Kaya nga, learn to move to learn. And also holistic development. Kaya kailangan palagi natin tatandaan na hindi lang yung mga lessons natin where we're delivering our lessons, hindi lang physical ang ating nade-develop, kundi pati yung emotions nila, yung mental cognitive capacity nila, yung social connection nila. Make sure may activities tayo na ano yun, lalo sa online, na makakonect pa rin sila sa classmates nila. And spiritual, yung sarili nilang motivation and conscience and self-worth, yun siya. Okay? So, yun yung unang ating why. Second is, wag natin kakalimutan na may nilabas ang K-12 na pedagogies. Okay? Ang K-12 pedagogies ay itong 5 na ito. Constructivism, collaborative, inquiry-based, reflective, and integrative. Ito yung pagbabasihan natin sa K-12 kasi ang K-12 din naman ay naka-align sa 21st century skills. Na ito, inalign nila to na para pag nagbibigay tayo ng ating mga lessons or topics, lalo na sa physical education or MAPE in a broader sense. Okay? So, kailangan at nagagamit natin itong iba't ibang pedagogy na to or kahit combinations ito mga to sa ating mga topics. Una, constructivism. Bigyan ko lang kayo ng overview ng per pedagogy. Constructivism, ito yung you let the students construct their own learning experience. So magbibig ko topic, and then you're just gonna give them a prompt, an activity prompt, and let them construct the body of knowledge that they want to learn. Okay? So for example, ano ba method ng example ito? Magbibigay ka for example ng activity like they're gonna create a dance cover. But you're not gonna give them the complete details of the procedure of how to do that dance cover or a TikTok dance cover. When we say yun yung uso na, yun yung usong activity ngayon kasi very accessible. Hindi mo siya ibibigay. You're just gonna give na, okay, gawa kayo ng TikTok dance cover and then learn and then, write your reflection after you do that. Hindi ka nagbigay ng specific, you didn't give guide questions, you didn't give any guidelines kung you give them the freedom, ano yung music na piliin nila, ganito as long as na appropriate, ganyan. So, through the process of them doing the activity in the lesson per se, okay, you're giving them the freedom to construct their own learning experience. This makes the learning experience more meaningful and mas matatandaan nila kasi ginanggaling mismo sa sarili nila yung idea or yung concept or yung insight na ginawa nilang activity. Okay? So next is collaborative. Collaborative, syempre, hindi lang 21st century, this is not already about working alone. Okay? This is already working with peers, working with your teacher, okay? And this should also apply in the system itself. So the collaboration of the administration to the teachers, to the students and to the parents. Very lalo na ngayon sa mga public setup, very important na nagkakaroon ng collaboration ang school sa parents kasi in this setup the parents are like, the parents are the ones who are always with their children. Sila yung palagi nandyan. At pag hindi aware ang parents kung ano ba talaga dapat ang gagawin nila sa ganitong setup ng education, hindi nila magaguide ng maayos yung mga children nila at home sa ganitong setup. So we need to collaborate. And when it comes to the classroom, kailangan open ka as a teacher, open ka sa ideas ng mga bata when it comes to your topic at the same time in the activities. You need to collaborate para meron silang sense of ownership into the learning experience. And then inquiry-based, ito yung through questioning and through interviews, questioning, researching, okay, you give out questions or you give them guide questions that they will need to inquire by themselves through an interview or through searching in the internet or researching through the references. You give them a sample set of references para maturuan mo rin sila paano maghanap ng maayos na reference online. Kasi most of the time, students just copy-paste and we need to teach the students how to use the internet references properly. Okay, next is reflective. Ito naman, from the word itself, the students need to reflect. Every activity, you can do this every activity, you let the students reflect on themselves. How was their performance? Kamusta yung klase? Yun ang isa sa mga ginagawa ko weekly, like, kamusta yung klase? And you need to reflect. Kamusta ka sa klase? Kamusta yung grupo mo sa klase? Kamusta yung teacher mo sa klase nitong araw na to? Kamusta ka nung week na to? They need to reflect because self-talk is very essential nowadays. And reflective gives the students a more deeper sense na they can really think about and they can reflect and they can critically think about their learning about the topic. And last is integrative. Integrative is matching the written activities or the written assessments with the practical activities. So, pinagsasama sila. So, paano ba nangyayari yon? For example, nagbigay ka ng practical activity, there's a reflection afterwards. So, that's an integrative type of what we call integrative type of technique in or method in teaching. Kasi pinaghahalo, after the practical, you give a reflection or even during the practical. Alam niyo yung pag nagtuturo tayo ng dance, we put the theory, the dance theory, the countings, the basic step pattern, and the direction to where, and the literature itself. Mixing those two in a single activity is what we call an integrative method. Paano yung gagawin sa online? You can do a live, or even you can record yourself to be an instructional video material. So, maraming ways and how to do that. And also, you can, kung hindi ka man sobrang into like videoing yourself, there are so many sources online that you can tap with our fellow, alam ko marami na tayong mga fellow PE teachers na gumagawa ng sarili lang content. Don't be shy to share that to your fellow PE teachers. And para matulungan din natin yung iba nating kapong PE teachers sa ating pagtuturo. Okay? So, yun. Well-timed pedagogies. Next is the 5 C's for online success. Ayan. Itong 5 C's of online success, ako lang nakagawa nito. Ako lang nakagawa nitong 5 C's of online success. Itong 5 C's of online success, ito yung aking naisip. Habang ginagawa ko yung talk na ito yung aking naisip kung ano nga ba yung mga values or virtues na dapat meron tayo when we're dealing with online setup. So, una, confidence. The students need to see Hindi lang to confidence of yourself, they need to see your confidence in teaching, but also the students need to be confident with you. Ayan, their level of confidence with you, that lalo na sa dance, na unang-una, you're not gonna judge them if they're not gonna dance properly. You don't, kasi kung ang teacher, ako estudyante ako na hindi marunong sumayaw, at ang unang magbibigay sa akin ng parang inappropriate feedback, hindi for example, hindi constructive, inappropriate feedback lang ako, tinawanan pa ako ng teacher, or ganito pa ganyan, di pa niya, imbis na itas tinawanan ako, di pa niya ako tinuruan after, the student will definitely be not confident in sharing his or her own idea. Alam mo yun, hindi niya ma-share yung feelings niya or yung feedback niya sa sarili niya or yung feedback kahit sa klase, kung mismo yung teacher yung para nagiging, alam mo yun, akala ko tutulungan ako ni teacher sa klase, pero siya pala yung unang mambabash pala sa akin. So, yung ganun yung mga inisip ng mga bata. So, the students, you need to establish that confidence between you and the teacher. You and the student. Ayan. Next is communication. The communication needs to be open. And this will not only apply in between you and the student. The communication, again, from the admin to the faculty to the parents and to the students. Kapag malinis yung line of communication na yon, mas magiging effective yung mangyayaring online teaching mo. Kailangan malinis yun. And you need to start within the department itself of MAPE. Kasi pag kayo ay maayos ang communication within the department, na ganito dapat yung methods natin, ganito tayo magturo, ganito, ito yung idea, ito yung ginawa ko ng isang araw, i-share mo, huwag ka magdamot. Kasi lahat tayo ay, kumbaga, aminin natin sa sarili natin na lahat tayo dito, beginners tayo when it comes to online setup. No one is an expert of online teaching, most. Meron siguro yung mga nagtuturo na through part-time sa online setup, pero most of us are not experts in this. So what we need to do is communicate and collaborate. Collaboration in sharing our learning experiences as a teacher in this setup. At the same time, yung mga naiisip natin paraan para mas makapagturo effectively sa ating mga estudyante. And next is, sabi ko na collaboration, then creativity. Kailangan i-activate mo na yon. When we say creativity, hindi naman kailangan artful ka, ganyan. When we say creativity, it is applying yourself. Ayan. Applying your own flavor into what you are doing. Okay? So, hindi naman kailangan ang ganda ng mga PowerPoint. Hindi. Saan ka ba talaga magaling? Like, are you good in speaking? Are you good in creating those PowerPoints nga? Are you creative in doing editings? Video transitions, etc. Saan ka ba magaling? And you need to apply that within your teaching. Kasi the more that you apply that, your creativity into teaching, the students will look up to you and, wow, si Sir, ang daming pakulo na naiisip or na-apply niya yung sarili niyang personality. Kasi the more you apply yourself, the more personal the teaching style gets, pero nakasunod pa rin dun sa standard ng pedagogies, the more that the students will be able to connect with you as a teacher. Na ganito pala si Sir magturo, pero ang saya or whatever, ang ganda ng kanyang pagtuturo. Kahit mapa-virtual man yan o modular, kailangan ilagay mo yung sarili mo doon sa ginagawa mo. Kung gumagawa ka man ng module, ilagay mo yung sarili mo doon. Sinusunod mo yung standards, pero put your own flavor into it when you're already applying the module into your students. Okay? And last but not the least is compassion. Ang hirap-hirap talaga ng sitwasyon ngayon. Wala tayong maikakaila na sobrang hirap ng sitwasyon ngayon. And understanding them to the highest level of our patience is what we can give for those students and to our parents. And the compassion will only be applied if we communicate well with them. I have students na bigla na lang nawawala 1 week, 2 weeks. And imbis na magalit ko or whatever, you need to communicate with the classmates. And you need to ask the student themselves, be patient. Kasi mahirap talaga yung sitwasyon. Siguro, o sabihin ng iba na may ibang bata naman kasi na hindi naman talaga gumagalaw or hindi talaga kumikilos or tiyatamad talaga mag-aral. Pero, we need to understand na we need to understand na ganun, na iba kasi talaga ang level ng stress at ng mental burden nitong ganitong klase ng setup. Like wala, kumbaga socially wala silang napagre-releasan. Kasi mismo sa bahay, I have students na nag-share sila na hinahihiya rin sila mag-share ng mga burdens nila sa bahay or makipag-usap sa mga parents nila or kahit sa mga kapatid nila kasi sobrang stressful na nga ng situation na meron. So ayaw nilang dagdagan. Kadalasan, I open my line na you can talk to me if wala kang makausap. And meron naman talaga. So, yun yung kasi yun. Like, it's an extra mile, I know. Napakahirap niyang gawin. Lalo na sa mga marami yung estudyante. Meron ako narinig na isang araw, nag-handle siya ng ilang section? 30 sections, 1,500 students. Pero yun, di ba? Dun lalabas talaga yung collaboration. Na if lahat ng faculty ay magkakasundo when it comes to, kahit hindi na sa pagkapapares ng personality, kahit yung compassion when it comes to dealing with students and also the parents, ibigay natin yung pinakakaya nating patience. Kasi parang tayo kasing naatasan sa ganitong setup ngayon. So, we need to really apply our utmost patience and our passionate hearts for these students na nahihirapan at hindi maka-cope up sa ganitong situation. Okay? Now, these are some activities. These are some activities na binibigay ko in my online classes past semesters ago and terms ago and in these 2 school years that I've been in an online setup. Una is journaling. Paano tong journaling nangyayari? You can modify it into like a fitness journal lang, or you can even give a freedom to a students that it is a freedom journal. Okay? Pag sinabi freedom journal na everyday may sinusulat silang entry na as in random lang, hindi mo sila kailangan bigyan ng sobrang specific guide questions na ganito, magsulat kayo week, may bibigay ako sa inyong workout, siguro give a YouTube link, okay? Or for example, it's only a conditioning exercise, yung mga charts na binibigay nyo na 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, mga ganyan. Ibigay nyo lang sa kanila yon, send that to them, siguro through your messenger groups or Google Classrooms, and then give them the freedom na gawin nila yung exercise na yon kung kailan nila gustong gawin and pinaka-comfortable. Pero bigyan sila ng limit na at least twice this week para makuha natin yung competency na, yung participating in MVP, 60 minutes, di ba ang standard nga sa age group ng high school is 60 minutes a day, dapat ang exercise nila. Pero dahil hindi naman natin sila super mamomonitor, through giving them the accountability of reporting themselves through the journal, okay, doon natin madedevelop din sa mga bata yung kanilang integrity, dignity, and honesty sa pagpasa nitong journal. Siguro, for example, for the modular, sa mga gumagamit ng modules, let them attach kahit isang intermediate paper lang or kahit siguro lengthwise or kahit anong papel na masusulatan nila. For example, nagpasa sila ng week 1 module nila. Lagay sila doon. Or kahit dun sa mga gumagawa ng modules mismo, put a part in the module na there's just a freedom space or a freedom wall. Yun yung tawag natin doon. Ako ang tawag ko din sa akin, checkpoint. Na parang isusulat lang nila lahat doon, lahat nung parang hinanaing nila for the week. Yung mga kahit yung mga gusto nilang i-rant, ganun ako ka-open sa mga student ko, yung mga gusto nilang i-rant, gusto nilang, yung mga, kamusta yung workout nila, sinusulat nila talaga yon. May mga sinusulat talaga sila. I can't reveal because this is very confidential between me and the students. Pero if you can just read what's written here, para dun sa mga gusto na makita yung mga samples itong mga journals, you can send me a direct message or PM me and make sure na pag pinasa ko sa iyo yung sample ng journal, make sure na walang lalabas kasi it's a confidential document between me and the student. So, syempre magpapaalam muna ako sa student na merong teacher na nanghihiram ng document kasi gusto lang niya makita kung paano yung sample na output nila. So ganun, marami tayong possibility if you want a copy of how the students do these journal. And nakakatuwa kasi alam mo yun, yung nalalaman ko ano yung ginagawa nila in a week. Inaamin nila sa sarili nila na tinamad sila nung araw na yun, pero bumawi sila the next day. So it's like a therapeutic way of giving the students na meron silang napagre-releasean kasi alam nilang binabasa ni teacher yung journal. And for the modular type, at least while you're checking their modules, after you check their modules, may kita niyo yung ano nila sa dulo, yung kanilang insights and reflections for the week. Okay? So, yan lang siya. Parang gagawin niyo siyang communication line. Okay? Next is, ayan. Ito, I put the website there. It's www.elementsofdance.org. Ito sa mga topics agad. Actually, I do this as a topic. Isa yun sa mga topic na binibigay sa mga, yung BASTE, the body, action, space, time, and energy. The elementsofdance.org, meron silang wide pool of instructional materials for you to teach them of their body awareness on how to act in the dance, space, ano yung lugar dapat nila, and then time, the timing, and the energy. Hindi ko man siya ma-discuss ng buo ngayon, pero I want you to check that website, and you can learn so much there as a dance teacher at the same time. As someone na ako kasi aspiring pa rin ako na dancer, na I mean yung dancer talaga sa labas na. Pero ang dami ko natututunan personally myself as a continuing developing dancer. And ang dami ko natutunan dito sa website na so try checking this website. And then next is rhythm. Ayan, isa to sa mga isa to sa kailangan nating tandaan, rhythm. Huwag kayong magturo agad-agad lang in any levels from grade 1 to grade 12 and even the college. Huwag kayong magturo agad-agad huwag niyo silang pasayawin agad. Yun ang aking pakiusap sa lahat na nagtuturo ng pagsasayaw dyan. Huwag niyo silang pasayawin agad nang hindi nila naiintindihan kung ano ang rhythm, kung paano sumunod sa beat. Okay? Isa yan sa fundamental ng dance. One definition of dance is body movement through rhythm and music with accompanied by music or rhythm. Ayun. Hindi ko lang exact, pero ganun yung idea. Okay? Na gumagalaw ka na meron kang accompaniment ng music or rhythm. Maybe an external music or internal music na ikaw pinaplay mo sa utak mo habang sumasayaw ka. Basta importante, turuan nyo muna sila how to familiarize themselves when it comes to rhythm. Kasi, the more na hindi nila nagigets kung paano sumunod sa beat, the more na hindi sila, nahihiya sila or nagkakaroon sila ng inhibition to really execute the dance. And, di ba, madali lang naman kasing i-refine yung body form. I don't mean na madali yung, mahirap yung proseso, pero madali na lang siyang i-adjust kung ang bata ay master ang rhythm. Okay? So, isa sa mga activities na binigay ko sa mga bata when we got into it is this. I sent them a sample video of, a rhythmic cover or an acoustic cover. And ito yung para sabi ko, gumawa rin kayo ng ganito. Ginrupo ko sila, gawa rin kayo ng ganito. Tapos, pakinggan natin kung kaya nyo sumunod sa rhythm. Right? They can record themselves individually and then like that. Tapos isasend nila sa isa't isa. Tapos nila. They can even, kung hindi man sila mabubuo sa isang buong video, pwedeng individual. Like they will just do rhythmic patterns sa isang song. Okay? So for example, kung yung tawag dito, yung wellness. Wellness in the... So, tumusunod lang sila sa rhythm. Kahit hindi pa sila sumasayaw through the rhythm, through clapping, or doing set of rhythmic patterns. Basta importante, establish activities that, heighten their sense of rhythm. So, this is one sample of the sample activity na sinend ko sa kanila na pwede nilang gayahin. Okay, so I'll watch this first. It stopped. Okay. So, simula pa lang dyan, the students need to feel the groove. Okay, so I'm just gonna show another part na kung saan magkakasama na kinolodge yung video, kung saan yung parts ay pinapakita din. It is another part. Yan. So, in this part, for example, there's si student 1, ito, si student 2, ito, student 3, student 4. Yan, sabay-sabay sila. Yan. And wag nyo agad isipin na parang hindi kakayanin ng mga bata. Like, siguro you have 50 students in class, siguro mga 10 lang gagawin yan or whatever. Pero don't block agad na parang, hindi to kaya ng mga estudyante. Have confidence also in your students. Okay? Kailangan confident din kayo sa mga students nyo na kaya nila yan, nakakapag-TikTok nga yung mga yan pag gusto nila. Okay? So, kung may activity talaga and magiging fun talaga siya, kung sino yung makakagawa, bigyan nyo ng grade na karapat-dapat. Yung mga hindi, di doon kayo sa module pa rin magbase ng kanilang grade. Pero make sure na hindi nyo sila titipirin sa activities kasi ang iniisip mo lang, baka kasi di nila kaya kasi wala silang resources or whatever. Hindi, bigay mo lang. Ibigay nyo. Isulat nyo sa module, ibigay nyo sa Google Classroom, ibigay nyo yung activity. Tingnan nyo kung ano yung mga wonders na kaya rin ng mga bata. Kasi between you and that student, mataas ang aptitude ng mga bata sa technology. Okay? And maparaan sila. Yung kahit meron ako isang estudyante, wala talaga siyang cellphone at wala talaga siyang laptop, nakasama siya sa activity na to. Kasi, in the whole term, isa lang to sa mga activities na video. Sa buong quarter, it's a term kasi we have midterm finals or senior high kasi. So, sa buong term, I only had 3 video outputs. Yung karamihan na doon ay mga in-class outputs na. Okay? And it's very excited sila pag may mga ganito kasi it gives them time to chill from all those written and the radiation from the computer. So, binibigyan sila ng chill time from that. Okay? So, again wag nyong tipirin yung mga bata sa mga activities. Just be confident na gagawin nila. Kung magawa nila, di good. Kung hindi, give them balik sila dun sa modular activity or sa course material in our case. Okay? So, yan. Yun naman. Okay. So, next. Also, mahilig ang mga bata mag-browse ng videos online. Tama ba? And isa sa mga ginagawa namin weekly dance exploration that is integrated into our journals. Now, every week, may binibigay ako sa kanila. This is not totally required. Pero when they participate, there's an incentive. Okay? So, some weeks required, kasi for example, our topic is jazz. So, required sila talagang i-explore yung jazz. Ganyan. So, our topic for the week is hip-hop. They need to really explore hip-hop. Pero, make sure na yung binibigay niya is down to the very basic. And pag meron kayo, and open to the class na, pag may student na medyo advanced, yan, pag may student na medyo, you need to adapt kasi in the different levels of the students. So, kung merong talagang basic mo na ibibigay mo. Tapos magtanong ka sa klase, sino dito yung medyo may alam na sa dance na to or medyo advanced? Pag medyo nakuha nyo na to, check nyo pa yung mga videos na susunod para maaral nyo. So that it gives them the advance, matcha-challenge sila. Yung mga beginners, they will start to get that confidence when it comes to that dance. So, ang talasan binibigay ko playlist. And this is one of the websites, yung Howcast. It's one of for me, reliable sources of dance tutorials and marami dyan. And as teachers, tayo ang mas magaling tumingin ng mga reliable sources, video resources online. So, tayo ang unang magbigay sa mga bata para hindi yung, basta mag-search lang kayo dyan ng mag-search lang kayo dyan ng sayaw, tapos, gagawin nyo, tapos hindi, wag ganun, wag ganun. Ikaw, you should be the first to give a reliable source to the student. Tapos from there, the students can explore themselves kasi ikaw nabigay ka ng example na reliable na source. Okay? And next is video reporting. Nagkaroon kasi ng oras na the internet was so unstable and we cannot really report through the virtual setup. At the same time, nagbabuffer, nagka-cut, kahit na naka-connect, nagbabuffer, nagka-cut, so hindi naintindihan na maigi. So what I did is I let them do a video report. It gives them more time to prepare, gives them the value of practicing. Okay? Kasi for example, itong ginawa ko na nagtutok ako sa inyo to, may parts dito na pinractice ko before I delivered it to you. So, ganun din sa mga bata. At the same time, the benefit of video reporting is the students that want to learn, yung mga students na hindi natututo agad sa unang run ng report, pwede nilang ulit-ulitin at pwede nilang i-seek or i-scan yung video ng ginawa ng kanilang classmate na video report para mabalik-balikan nila yung mga parts na hindi nila naintindihan. Make sure na it's either you or the group of you task them to give an assessment after. Ay, kung hindi kaya ng students magbigay ng assessment, ang ginagawa ko, pinapapasa ko sila ng written report. I let the students pass a written report of their researches, kung ano yung ginamit nilang references para sa video report nila. And then from there, I create my own assessment questions. So, my video reporting, i-upload siya one meeting advance. Okay, so siguro ito yung virtual meeting namin. I-upload namin siya mga 3 days or kahit 1 week before that. I give them the time that already. Tapos para mapanood na nila. Then in the virtual session itself, doon kami nag-assessment. Like I do recitation, I do like quiz bees, ganyan, yung mga ganyan, mga roleta, ganyan. Tapos pinipili ko sinong estudyante, kung sinong grupo ang sasagot. Yan, meron din mga forms quiz, like Google Forms quiz, ganyan. Be creative. Ang importante yung may assessment after the video report. And make sure you give feedback. Always. Palagi ganun. You always give feedback to the students after they create such outputs. Okay? And next is virtual content. Ito medyo high level na to. Hindi ko alam kung lahat kasi magagawa ito. Pero pinagawa ko sa kanila. Okay? I let them create a virtual concert kasi dance eh. So, bahala sila. Like from the rhythmics, nag-aral kasi kami ng rhythmics from the start and history of dance from the start down to the dances themselves in jazz, hip-hop. Inaral namin isa-isa yung history, ito, etc. ganyan. And i-share ko lang dun sa part na folk dance, talagang very interested sila dun sa mga folk cultures. Like may grupo na nag-search about Badjaw, nag-research sila ano ba and mga Tausug, yung sarili lang festival sa probinsya nila, sinearch nila, shinare nila sa klase through the journals and sharing it in the class. So nakakatuwa siya. Okay? So, ito naman, yung virtual concert, I also talk to the students about this na, kaya ba natin to? Like, ito yung pinaka-final eh. Ito yung pang-finals nila. Like, last output for the year or for the subject. Okay? Kasi tinuro ko to sa college, itong part na to. So, for the whole term to, na parang culminating activity nila. So, di ba kasi nakakamiss yung concept ng culminating activity, di ba, sa schools natin. Like, for example, ang culminating activity, mga festival dance, ganyan. Pero ito kasi hindi kaya yon. So, nag-isip ako ng culminating activity nila, which is one of those is the virtual concert. So, nag-usap muna kami ng mga students, like, what do you think about if we're gonna do a virtual concert? Tapos lahat yan, buong klase. Kailangan may participation. Then, use the differentiated instruction. Okay, when I say differentiated instruction, hindi lahat, dapat makita kung sumayaw, mag-groove, pero hindi sila lahat sila yung magiging main lead role of dancing. May iba dyan, sila yung editors, Sila yung director, sila yung mga ganito, ganyan, magbibigay ng guidelines na, ganito dapat ito yung angulo ng pag-shoot mo mamaya, or whatever. O, ako gagawa ng mga ganito, ng mga effects, ganyan. Ako gagawa ng script, ako mag-host. Yan. So, iba-iba. Meron nga mga bata dito, dahil concert daw siya, may kumanta. Kasi gusto nilang kumanta. Kasi rhythmic activities pa rin naman siya. Okay? So, yun. Pero, first of all, sabi ko, lahat at least makasayaw ng mga 16 bars or 8 bars ng measure, 8 measures makasayaw, makita ko sa screen na sumasayaw ka. Kasi para makita ko lang na nag-improve yung confidence mo at the same time yung self-esteem mo when it comes to dancing. Kasi ang pinaka-goal ko nung nag-online, nung pagtuturo ng dance in this online setup, alam natin na very aloof yung mga bata, yung ibang bata, sa concept ng pagsasayaw. Kasi parang, yun. Ang pinada tayo, di ba? Yung mga bata talaga na, sir, gumukha kasi akong, gano'n. Yan. So, yung mga bata talaga na gano'n. So, may mga batang aloof talaga sa gano'ng concept. Kaya ang aking pinaka-goal nun ay mawala yung kanilang stereotype na dancing is, masyadong ang pag-iisip kasi nila sa dance, sa dami na napapanood nila online, sobrang gagaling sumayaw. Tapos pag may napanood pa sila sa Facebook or sa TikTok na hindi magaling sumayaw, inaaway, binabash, kino-compare sa ganito, binubully. 'Di ba? Nakaka-alert. And ito yung culture na napapanood ng mga bata araw-araw in their social media na hindi natin mapipigilan pa. Okay? And tayo as teachers, we need to control that in the classroom. Na dito sa classroom, aking pinaalala, dito sa classroom, walang mambubuli. Pag sumayaw ang kaklase nyo at hindi masyado maganda, instead na, naawayin nyo or i-bash nyo, feedback maagi. Motivate nyo siya na galingan pa niya, na kaya naman niya. Okay? Kasi yun yung culture na dapat na-develop natin when we're teaching dance in the classroom. Especially, para pag nasa labas na sila ng classroom setup, although alam nila na sa labas ng classroom ay maraming mas technical pa na mga dance teachers kung ipapursue man nila ang dance. At least alam na sila, there one time in their lives, they dance their heart out. Na hindi sila, no judgments from other people. Meron silang community na naniwala sa kanila. Okay? And all of these methods, noong una talaga, all of these methods, hindi siya lumabas na pinlano ko siya. Okay? I didn't plan for it. I just motivated myself that I need to create activities and to polish and refine my method so that the students will learn. And all of this came from a solid why. Okay? Na gusto ko na matuto yung mga estudyante, na gusto ko kailangan kasi specific yung why mo. Kasi parang, sige, para makapagturo, anong deeper sense ng pagtuturo mo? Ako, tanggalin yung pagiging aloof ng mga bata sa dance. Kaya nagawa yung activities na yan. Kaya yung delivery ko sa class, ganun din. Kailangan kasi every now and then, maybe your why will change every now and then, pero make sure that you are certain on why you are teaching why are you teaching the topic? And specifically in this, why are we teaching dance? Okay? Nagtuturo ba tayo ng sayaw kasi magpuproduce tayo ng dancer? I don't think so in the school setup. At kung hindi ka naman dance troupe, at kung hindi ka naman professional dance company, you don't need to do that. Dance is an art, and dance is an expression. And dance in the most raw essence is free form. A person should not judge anyone of his bodily movement in rhythm kasi yun yung expression ng katawan niya. And that is what you need to put into the student's mind, na dancing, may competitive dancing, may recreational dancing, at meron yung pinaka-raw sense ng dancing, which is yung expression lang. And yun dapat yung hindi makalimutan. Kasi masyado tayo ngayong exposed sa technical dancing and professional dancing and competitive dancing na nawawala yung essence. Bakit nga ba sumasayaw? And dun tayo dapat bumalik as dance teachers. Bakit nga ba sumasayaw? Okay? And dapat mailipat mo yun sa mga bata para as they grow up, as they go on with their lives, they understand fully why are they dancing. Why is dance a part of human life? Yun dapat yung kanilang maintindi. Okay? So, another is be the role model in pursuing your passion. The students, ano yan? Sabihin na natin, stalkers yan. Legit. Okay? Mahilig silang tingnan kung sino ba yung teacher nila. And makikita nila kung ikaw ay open sa social media, talaga titingnan ka nila kung sino ka as a person. And magtiwala kayo sa estudyante na hindi naman negative yung pang-stalk nila. They just want to see na yung the generation nowadays kasi, they want to seek, they are so thirsty of mentors. Ayan. Yung generation ngayon, yun yung gusto nilang magkaroon sila, yung mentor, someone they look up to, someone that they can someone that they can emulate in themselves. So, kung ikaw, makikita nilang passionate ka sa pagtuturo at passionate ka doon sa iba mo pang ginagawa, yun ay mabibigyan sila ng motivation, lalo na in this setup na online na feeling nila wala silang magagawa, feeling nila wala silang productive na magagawa because naka-lockdown sila sa bahay at di sila masyado nakakalabas, hindi nila nagagawa yung common nilang ginagawa, lalo na yung mga PE activities na sports, dance, ganyan, or whatever. Pag ikaw nakikita ka nila na ginagawa mo pa rin yung passion mo, lalo na yung pagtuturo, na kahit ganito yung setup, may inspire sila na, wow, si sir, si ma'am, kahit ganito yung sitwasyon, nagagawa pa rin niya yung gusto niya, or nagagawa niya pa rin magturo effectively, or nagagawa pa rin niya mag-share ng knowledge and skills niya, kahit ganito yung setup, and yung energy mo na bibigay mo sa kanila. So, yun na naman. Personally, for me, ako, gumagawa ako ng iba't ibang video sa YouTube, pero hindi siya fixed. Minsan, instructional videos, yoga, ganyan, or vlog, ganyan. Kasi gusto ko lang. It's one of my passion of really, sharing what I have to the audience. And also, yan, dahil nagkaroon na rin ng gumawa ako ng Facebook page. Kasi kailangan. Kasi may mga estudyante na hindi nakaka-catch up dun sa in-class activities. And, nakikipag-interact yung mga students sa'yo. And ayoko naman, hindi ko sila ina-add sa personal account ko agad-agad. Pag-graduate na sila, gano'n sila ina-add lang. Okay? So, dito ko sila ini-interact sa isa pang Facebook page para doon kami nag-uusap, yung content, ganito, ganyan, ano yung gusto nyo nangyari. So, yun. And other contents, nilalagay ko dyan. Yung mga passion na ginagawa ko, yung frustrated singing ko, gano'n. Okay, yun nilalagay ko dyan. Okay, so yun lang din. And basta don't let your passion, don't let your job or your work destroy your passion. Let your passion be the fuel to be better in your work and in your job. And kung passion mo rin, alam ko passion natin ang teaching 'di ba? Pero aminin man natin sa hindi, in the broader sense of passion. Matawag mo lang talagang passion ang passion kung talagang na ginagawa mo 'yan nang hindi ka bayad, 'di ba? 'Di ba? 'Di ba? So kayo ba magtuturo ba kayo na hindi bayad? 'Di ba? So kaya nga ikaw, yung sarili mo, ano ba yung mga ginagawa mo para sa sarili mo na kahit hindi mo bayaran yung sarili mo or di ka bayad, natutuwa? Alam ko sa darating ang panahon, alam ko lahat tayo gumagawa ng paraan, marami tayong pangarap sa teacher na darating ang panahon magtuturo tayo na hindi tayo bayad. Pero sa ngayon, you need to also fuel yourself. Kasi sabi nga ng mga professors ko sa PNU, and also I will quote her, palagi niya ito sinasabi sa amin, I will remember Dr. Minerva Atanasio, shout out to him, okay? Na you cannot give something which you do not have. I know it's a cliche quote, pero the fact that she keeps on reminding us that in every session dati nung professor pa namin siya. Para reminds siya na oo nga, parang bigay tayo ng bigay as teachers, ano ba yung binibigay din naman natin sa sarili natin? Do we feed ourselves new learning experiences? Do we feed ourselves fulfillment, achievement within ourselves so that we can also share that to our students? So yun na naman, siguro for the concluding statements of my talk, I guess the methods in teaching dance, mas marami pa tayong madidiscover in the future. Kasi second year, kumbaga technically, second or third year pa lang natin sa online setup. And hindi lang ako ang makapagkukuhanan nyo ng knowledge about this. Marami pa. And I encourage everyone to still listen to our PNU Talks weekly. I mean, kung may schedule na PNU Talks, makinig tayo dahil napaka-bless natin na ang ating inang pamantasan ay nagbigay ng isang programa na katulad na ito na kung saan ang mga katulad ko na guro, na graduate, na alumnus ng ating pamantasan ay nakakapag-share ng aking mga natutunan, aking experiences ng pagtuturo sa ganitong setup sa aking mga kapwang PNU-1s at sa mga guro dyan sa kung nasan man kayong panig ng mundo. Okay? So, huwag niyong kalimutan na i-comment ang inyong mga katanungan at kuro-kuro tungkol sa ating episode ngayong araw. At sa ulitin ko, manonood ako kasama nyo nitong video na ito at makaka-interact niyo ako. At huwag kalimutang i-like at i-share ang episode natin. So, muli, ako po si John Geco Y. Figuracion at sumainyo ang PNU Talks.